There can be few things more frustrating than moving into a new home or a new area and then having a laundry list of repairs or improvements to do. If you're looking to move in with the easiest, smoothest transition, new construction may be one of the best options available to you. Today we're going to cover Virginia Beach new construction from the lowest barrier to entry to the best the area has to offer. It is now time to explore coastal Virginia price points. Now, quickly before we start, build a reputation is super important, and you're going to want to do your research. Over my left or right shoulder should be a list of websites to go check out. Look up these names and see who you're comfortable with before start pulling the trigger on that deposit. First up on our list is a condo done by Dragas Homes that sold right around $367,000. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo, I believe 1,850 square feet, and let's take a look at what that has available to it. The condo fees are about $195, and to my left or right, you'll see a scrolling list of all the amenities and features that this community has to offer. But let's go ahead and dive into the photos now, and I can give you my thoughts on the quality and the size here. So it's going to be a condo, you have some shared walls, but most everything is going to be new. You're not going to really see anything other than vinyl siding at this price point. Vinyl, if done right or purchased with the right materials, is going to last a long time. Basically, when you're looking at new construction, you usually have like a base model and then a whole bunch of options that you can explore. So it might start at like $320, but if you explore every single option available to you, it might get up into the $360s or $70s. This looks like the option of some luxury vinyl plank, which nowadays actually goes a really long way and are super durable and resistant to scratching and moisture. It looks like to me that this is on a slab. I'll have to double check the notes, but slab is usually, if it's done right, you have less issues with moisture in the crawl space, which is super desirable for this area. I'm a big fan of all the natural lighting from the windows in this place. Kitchen is nice. You have pendulum lighting with some nice granite countertops, or sometimes I think these are called cultured marble. I believe that looks like a herringbone pattern on the backsplash there. It looks really nice. It's not super common to have a gas range, so whoever picked out this model or this one may have upgraded the package on there. It's always nice to see a nice large pantry at this price point, and you can see that they carried the quality of the cabinets and the counters into the bathroom, which is usually an upgrade. A nice dedicated laundry area, so it's not tucked into a hallway closet or anything. You actually have a whole space dedicated to laundry, which is a really nice option. The closets are really nice and big. Usually at this price point, where you're gonna see in the bathrooms, if it's not the primary suite, you're gonna have a fiberglass shower insert. If you're gonna upgrade these to tile, usually that's a $1,000 to $2,000 to $3,000 option, depending on what you're gonna pick. And you can see the same thing in the primary suite here. They did a soaker tub that might have jets in there, but the shower itself is a fiberglass insert. You know, at $367,000 with the amount of space and how well planned this looks like it's done in here, I don't know if I would expect any better at $367,000. You can even see that they put a special emphasis into energy efficiency with higher efficiency HVAC units and more insulation. Now, Duncan Lane is currently pending at $525,000. This is built by Bouchard Homes, which has a great reputation in our area. At 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, 1,958 square feet. This is a good size home at this price point. You have open living concept with a stylish kitchen, an oversized island, and a nice walk-in pantry. Special note here is that you don't have an HOA or a POA that you have to abide by and or limit to what you can do on the exterior of this property in the future. Now, this new construction home was built on a singular lot that was purchased by Bouchard Homes. It's not in a planned community, but this area of Virginia Beach is really nice. It does look like you have a double car garage, a nice grand entry with windows on the either side of the door and above the door, which is going to let a lot of light. You can see that there is a gas fireplace and really nice dark flooring throughout in the bottom floor. Here's that nice large island that we were talking about, and another gas grill. This looks like a 5-burner, which is really nice. You can get that nice long griddle style there in the center, so if you want to cook pancakes, that's going to be fantastic, and serve them right there on Pancake Island, which I lovingly call the kitchen island. You know, sometimes it's actually really hard to talk about homes when it doesn't have furniture or if it's decorated. It's just a bunch of blank walls. So I'll go ahead and admit that that's difficult to do on occasion. The rooms do look like they're a good size. The primary suite does have a nice large walk-in closet. The bathrooms in the hallway, I'm just going to be honest, this is nothing that special to talk about. It does look like they used a nice cabinet and a nice countertop with some nice faucets, but like the shower, fiberglass shower in the hallway is just nothing really that special at this price. I'd like to see some slight upgrades on here at $525,000. But unfortunately, with the market that we're in, this is about as good as you're going to get at this price point. All right, this next option is built by Kerber Homes. It's going to be on I believe, 1.5 acres in South Virginia Beach. So if you're looking for a little more space, a little bit more distance from the neighbors, this could be a really good option. At 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, and 2,939 square feet. This is a good size home. And so let's take a look at these photos and see what we have available to us. This is yet another really good example of when it's worth to pay somebody who is a professional photographer. Yes, I get that we're in a seller's market, but I can almost guarantee you 99.999 billion% of all people start their home search online. And so even if you're in a seller's market at this price point, trust me, you want to show up the best possible way and hire somebody that's really good. Now, I do really like the entry here. You can just start to tell that once you start going up in price point, there's lots of touches that you don't see at the lower price points. Options like the craftsmanship and carpentry of crown molding and these little details and textures that are on the pillars and the beams that are across here, a little bit more delineated space. The flooring itself looks like it's much nicer. You have these wonderful built-ins on either side of the fireplace like you didn't see in the previous two. I guarantee you those are high grade. These are not cheap ones that are done. These nice little craftsman windows on either side above give it a nice little touch and bring in more light into that space. A nice little dedicated breakfast nook with a large island dishwasher and a little bit higher end gas stove is to be expected at this price point. You know, it might not look at it at first, but you actually have a decent amount of cabinet space here. It doesn't look like they've installed a refrigerator. Sometimes these builders will leave that as an option at the end or will allow for you to negotiate in which one that you want to have installed. This pantry is absolutely huge. I love the built-in for, you know, the kid drop-off station for all these little nooks and crannies and backpacks and jackets can be dropped off here and not drugged throughout the house. That's a nice little touch. Also happens to be right by the laundry room so that they can get those things in the wash as quickly as possible, especially if they're muddy and gross. This primary bedroom is absolutely huge. Again, I'm just a really big fan of these style of windows. It lets in a lot of light, but keeps the privacy, especially if you're close next door to those neighbors. I think this is a really nice option. You have a double door entering into the primary bathroom suite, a huge soaker tub, 2 sinks, and a nice tiled shower. So this is always a nice little upgrade that you can see. Again, as you rise into the price points, you get these nice little touches more and more so. This primary closet is huge. It has its own window in here. I'm a big fan of that. It's always really nice with these primary bedrooms if the closet is nice and large, there's a window available. I'm not a big fan of walking in there and feeling claustrophobic, so I just think it's a nice little touch when they design these to be like this. Landing on the second floor is huge. You could probably use this as a kid's play area. That way you can still hear them playing upstairs and a little drop zone for all of their toys. Now this next one is a really cool option and something very special and unique to this area. It's called 42 Ocean, or it's going to be the Cavalier Residences. These are condos on the ocean front. They are actually all sold out as the day of this filming. We're going to be looking at what would be a proposed completion project. So this one sold at $1.1 million for just the shell alone. You're going to have special access to the Cavalier exclusive beach club. You're going to have concierge services. You get a preferred seating at the local restaurants. I think there's 5 in total for the Cavalier residences. You get special prices and things with the spa and the restaurants and all that type of thing. Not to mention that the beach has cabanas that you can rent and use specifically for those residences. It gives a really high-end luxury feel, exclusiveness. If you're looking for something where you don't have to do any maintenance and be right there in probably the best little nook and cranny area that has some of the highest luxuries and amenities for the area, this is a pretty sweet spot. I also mentioned that this was developed by Gold Key PHR, which is one of the larger developers in the area, and they also run several resort hotels. They run the Cavalier project itself, and most of the construction was done by W.M. Jordan, which is one of the oldest and largest construction firms in the nation. This particular unit was 3 bedrooms and 3 baths, a little over 2,000 square feet. Let me show you some of the photos of what it could look like inside and kind of give you my thoughts. So it doesn't mention it specifically in the listing, but I can tell you that these ceilings are very high. It's going to make the space of 2,000 square feet feel much bigger. I do love this open floor concept. Now, in this level of construction, you're going to see a lot of aluminum or metal framed windows. You can see here in this photo, it shows basically floor to ceiling windows. This is a very expensive option. Is another exclusive kind of a luxury feel for these types of units that you don't get in lower price point construction projects. Again, this is just a rendering, but these bathrooms, this would not surprise me if someone built this out with high-end tile that's imported, these nice glass separators rather than a sliding door with some custom cabinetry and sink and lighting fixtures that are in the bathroom. I want to talk real briefly about like the benefits of these. If you're looking at a place that's going to have a awesome umbrella insurance policy that's going to protect from the elements, and then you don't have to worry at all about external maintenance, these are going to be built to the highest level of quality of construction, knowing the people that are behind it. And so you're not going to have to worry at all about some of the tropical storms or hurricanes that come through. You can basically guarantee that this is going to be lasting the test of time. Now, last up on my list is just on the other side of the street. This is called the Cavalier Residences. These are going to be single family homes that are built throughout around the historic Cavalier Hotel, which is just an exceptional landmark for our area. They have the place called the Hunt Room. We now have our own distillery here for bourbon and gin and a few other spirits. This is a great place if you want to have a getaway spa retreat or a place to go eat. This is a very special area. They have places ranging as low as like 800 square feet to a gorgeous home that's custom built just like we're about to take a look at. This one is currently available for sale at $2.5 million. We are just under 4,000 square feet, I think 3,755, and we're about 5 bedrooms and 4.5 baths. I want to kind of show you some of the pictures. It's not fully complete, but this is a really exceptional property. Now, typically, you're going to have to look at homes in Norfolk, Portsmouth, Newport News, or the area to get something that looks like it was built in that era. Whoever the builder is on this has done an extraordinary job making it look like it was old the day that it was built. Some of the brickwork and architectural details are just really special. The metal front roof, the wraparound front southern porch where you can go out there is very special. It's actually made out of a material called, I'm going to say this wrong, Sumeru, which I think is another version or a type of hardwood like Ipe. It's exceptionally hard and will last a very, very long time. Again, this is just one of those details at this price point you can kind of expect to spend a very pretty penny on just the hardwood alone on the front porch. You do have a 2-car garage with parking on the side, so plenty of parking for you and your guests. The siding on this home is called Nichiha. I may have butchered that, but it is a fiber cement product that you're definitely going to want to have on a house next to the ocean front. With that salt water coming in, you're going to want something that resistant for something at this price point. Now, the wide plank white oak floors in here are absolutely gorgeous. I'm a big fan of how they've laid out the home with the stairs and the lighting, the big windows letting in all this natural light. You can tell, at least in this photo, there are no external lights and this is perfectly lit. You can see that they carried this flooring all throughout the house. This is a real nice hardwood floor. And in the primary suite, again, it's not fully decked out here, but this herringbone tile on the floor is gorgeous. I mean, just check out this, the railings here on the stairway. You can tell that they put a high level of care and craftsmanship into really building out something extraordinary. Really, the only downside I can see to a house like this or anything in the residences is that the residences are a little bit tight. But if you're looking for an exclusive community where a high level of architectural detail is super important, you get exclusiveness with the residences, the hotel, and that beachfront, I don't know if there's really a better option at this price point. And it's still available for sale, so you can give us a call. So until the next price point video, talk to you later.